All right. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for your support. I just so appreciate this. I have to tell you, I was feeling a little bit tired and dragging just a little bit, but boy, all I have to do is get on a Zoom with all my friends and supporters, and the energy level just. So we are here for the reveal of season 1 of Legendary Leaders. So I'm so excited about this because there's been a complete metamorphosis of some of the things that I'm doing right now. And I tell you this because season 1 really reflects some of the changes. So I wanted to address that with all of you because, we all set out to do business with a certain vision, where we're headed, where we're going, what we want to create. But sometimes things shift and change. We have to be flexible. Sometimes it's life, such as in this pandemic, and sometimes it's because we see an opportunity that's out there. And that's exactly what happened to me. As I was moving along very well, writing people's stories, writing the anthology, publishing books, and it just sort of morphed in front of me. Well, I think Angel helped me morph it. It became very clear that I could do so much more to provide publicity, exposure, media exposure, visibility, so that people's stories, their voices are being heard on a whole different level. So I just wanted to talk about that just a little bit because we are all entrepreneurs. I think it's important to always kind of have your foot placed where you can pivot when you need to, and keep your eyes open for the opportunities that that are there in front of you. Because sometimes we, put our hands up like, whoa, that might be too much for me to take on, or I don't know if that's a good direction for me. But whether it's putting your faith in God, putting your faith in yourself, taking the risk and just taking a leap when you see something, I have to tell you, this is the most excitement I've ever had, is creating the Lemonade Legend Publicity Playbook. So that's where these shows really sprung from, is that whole event that we're now holding in Dallas on a quarterly basis, where we provide really the playbook. So yes, I'm a football fan. That's where I got the name. But a playbook can be used for any number of things. But it's something that has all your pieces and parts in it, all your tools. And so the idea was to create this playbook of content where you don't have to go digging around for it. You know right where it is. It's in one Google Drive, and you go, boom, I pull it out, I post it, I get that image, that graphic, post it, I use it for this. And it really turned into a very robust and full publicity playbook. That's the only thing I know to call it, because that's what it is. So I wanted to give you that backstory because I'm very excited about it. And we're just getting ready to do the second one. So in April, and it filled up like that. I mean, just boom, we were full. So April 11, 12, and 13, we're gonna have a blast with 7 ladies who signed up. It's not just for ladies, Larry.
Whatever.
So anyways, it is turning into quite the event. I'm very excited about it. And although it's a dramatic shift in a way for me, it's not really, because I'm still, at the heart of it all, is I'm still helping people share their stories. Because when they're on TV, being interviewed, they're sharing their story. When I put together their exclusive magazine, they're sharing their story. What I've done is taken the different platforms and put it into one 3-day event so that they have all of it to be able to utilize for the playbook. So pretty cool. And then of course, since I've teamed up with Angel and Zandra, you can imagine how much fun it is. It's almost like a pajama party. We're giggling and laughing and having a great time at the same time, being extremely professional and putting out a very quality product. So that's really what I had to say on that. But I really want this to be interactive. So does anybody have a comment of their own experience of a shift and a change and a pivot? Just jump in and share.
Well, I always can say something. I am really excited because, I'm working on season 2 of my show, and it's Financial Cues with Dr. Wendy, and it's the business edition. So I've got some really good topics, and I think that, season 1 was real good, but season 2 is going to be off the charts. I'm just excited about it. Still got a few slots open, but I still got time, but I'm putting it out there because I'm going to be talking about, I got the fabulous Angel Tussey talking about exposure. I've got Chris Sirach talking about branding. I've got my IP person kind of is not going to be able to make it. So I'm looking for an intellectual property attorney because that's an important topic. Cryptocurrency, NFTs, because that's going to be the payment monetary form of the future, and people need to know about it. And I mean, some other subjects that I'm really just excited about. So, and then one of my guests from my first season got a $6.9 million contract as a result of being on my show. So that's what I'm talking about. So, it's everything. I'm excited. And, and I went through the sponsorship summit last weekend. So Zandra, I'm gonna have a model for you to use. So it's coming together. I'm just excited because God has lit that path and I'm following it, being obedient, and just looking forward to the results.
That's amazing. Congratulations. I love hearing that. We should get together and find out how we can cross promote and, with other producers as well, that we should be getting fired up about other people's shows so that we're all promoting Zandra TV, each other's shows. So let's talk about that sometime, see what we can put together. Yeah, look at Zandra like, yeah.
That's awesome.
I love it. All right. So we have with us 3 of the 4 individuals who were with us in Dallas last December, who are part of season 1. So we have Jenny DeBolt, who is the author of the soon to be released Suicide in Sequence book. It's an amazing book, very powerful, very, I don't know, Jenny, how do we describe it? It's beautiful and it's kind of horrific at the same time because it's a
tough subject. It's unexpected. It's unexpected. Yeah,
but Jenny did a great job of really focusing on the joy side of it and how you journey through and get to that other side of joy. And it's interesting because Jenny named it intentionally Suicide and Sequence because it's not a journey from one place to another. It's learning how to coexist with both grief and joy. And I thought that was so beautiful to realize that that's really what it's all about. Grief doesn't just go away. You learn to live with it and you learn to coexist with your joyful side. And so it's a great book. So I will be putting out an announcement as soon as we have a publication date. If anyone wants to volunteer for a pre-read and give us some reviews, just let me know and I'll send you the manuscript out. But Jenny, thank you for being here. Thank you for your book. Thank you for the wonderful interview. I just had for the first time listened to it the other day. So it was fabulous, absolutely fabulous. We also have Susan Curry. Hi, Susan.
Hi, Michelle. Hi, everybody.
Susan, I probably shouldn't try to introduce people because they introduce themselves. So I want you to say, tell everyone what you do and what you talked about on the show.
Well, I work with speakers to be their most powerful, authentic selves from stage. And it's that piece of how you bring your soul's voice to your full message. And I should let you introduce myself. I'm in insurance mode right now. So my whole life, what do? I balance these numbers and I do that. No. So I'm here. I lost my house in a house fire in 2017. And so for the last 4 years, I've been dealing with content loss. So that's the mindset I'm in right now. But soon, my soon to be published book with Angel Tussey and all the work we're doing is about my 10 steps to I Want That, which is working with people to craft a talk that actually has people saying at the end, I want that. And we're calling it Get Better on Stages. So we're working with all of that. So I've been doing this for about 30 years, but it's all new in the marketing and being able to say it in a way that that your audience is ready to hear it. So
thank you for being here. And you know, I'd forgotten you were like up to your eyeballs in insurance. So I really appreciate you taking
I'm like, am I signing in? Yes, I am, because I love Michelle and I love these people. So yes, I am. And you get me as is today. So
that's great.
Awesome.
That's great.
And it's great to see everybody. It's great to see you again, Zandra. Thank you for support. And I get to work with Laura and Dr. Wendy, weekly. So that's always such a joy. But
that's great. Thank you. Thank you. And Jennifer Dabrika, can you pop on the camera for a minute?
Jennifer.
Welcome. Why don't you give your little brief description of who you are, what you're all about, and what we talked about on the show.
I'm a wealth strategist, so I help entrepreneurs to create more wealth and reduce their taxes and just kind of get a nice balance between happiness and living the lifestyle that you want to while you're preparing for your future. And I just help people to get a balance with that using kind of less known ways to build wealth. So I'm not a financial planner that will talk about stocks and bonds and things like that. I specifically work with entrepreneurs and their business structures and that kind of thing.
Thank you. And you know what? It's way more exciting even than you talk about it, right? But you have to get that. Yeah, I do this.
Yeah. I'm ready to get on her schedule.
I'm fired up in Jennifer mode because I am coming to the close of completing her exclusive magazine. And, for me, I'm so lucky to be able to do this because I get to really dive deep as I'm putting the magazine together. And I kind of pick people apart and then put them back together, Donna. So that's why I say I've been all jazzed up about Jennifer today. So and she's gonna have a great magazine. Yay! Yeah. I can tell I'm happy. I'm sorry. Jenny, I probably shortchanged you. What do you want to say?
I was like, maybe we'll come back around. So funny. Well, I just wanted to thank you for having me on here because it's funny because in our endeavors in life, sometimes we wonder if it's actually going to happen. And I'm not so sure. I really thought that I was ever going to finish this book. And I just met you by chance. And you've literally guided me on the process and helped me get my story on paper. And I'm just forever thankful. I'm still in shock that the book is done. Like, it doesn't seem real that that's happening. But that's also what else this can do for people is make their dreams real, things that didn't seem possible. Even though I was doing the work, it still didn't seem possible. And now it's happening and Michelle's making me do it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I think we're going to actually sell a book. So it's really made my dreams come true. And Michelle, I want to thank you for that because for those of you who don't know, I met her by chance to be a chapter in one of her lemonade stand books. And she said, I just can't get this into a chapter. Have you ever thought of writing a book? And I had, but I hadn't really taken it seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you put your mind to it and you get the help from experts that know how to do the rest of it, then you'll get there.
You will. And I will have to say kudos to you though for sticking with it. I wasn't sure you were going to finish it either.
Well, I mean, it brought a lot of, real emotions back up. And yeah, I thought it was gonna be easy to write a book. I know the story, right? Well, it's like it rips old wounds open. And I
Yep.
mean, the honest truth, I had to go back to get hypnotherapy and counseling and professional help because it was kind of bringing out some old stuff that I thought I dealt with. I
Yeah.
don't know. You have dealt with them. It's just when you got to deal with them that closely again, that's what it is sometimes. So,
I
but
think
yeah,
that's
thank
all.
you so much. I'm just forever grateful. Today I was thinking, what am I going to do for Michelle to say thank you? And I don't even know. So if anybody has some ideas, feel free to send me some ideas.
You just did it. You just now did it. All I need to do is hear that, and I'm a happy girl. So it was a true pleasure, and it's my joy to be able to be a part of your story. So what do you say now, Zandra? Are you ready to play a little sizzle reel?
Of course. I say I'm ready. Okay, I'm back here in the studio, so I'm ready. Hey y'all. Hey Jenny. Hey Jennifer. Hey Susan. Nice to see y'all again. All right. Hey Jennifer. All right.
She popped in
She's
and
jumping
out.
around. Let me share my screen if I can. Let me get us
Yeah, I
some
gave it to you.
sound. Let's optimize. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. All right.
Welcome to Daring Leaders TV. This is where we shine the spotlight on courageous leaders who dare to be legends. So, eggplant is the new black.
And the reason I love eggplant is a power color. So if you're gonna be the speaker or on the stage, you want to wear eggplant because it's really pleasing to the eye, but it's a strong color without being in your face.
I found there were all these people who seemed to have a message that they really wanted to get out to the world. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I can certainly help you be better. So I started training them to speak. And I'm outside in the hall of the hotel going, really, God? Speaker training. You don't want me talking about you and how you came to find me? I heard, I'll bring you my messengers. You have them be good.
All these things are trauma to the body, and we're not trained on coping skills. So sometimes we learn them in a very unhealthy way, and we maybe don't choose the best ones. And I want to share with people the things that you can do to proactively heal your body and your mind.
Many financial planners say, no, put the money in without paying tax now, because when you retire, you'll be in a lower tax bracket.
Right.
It's like they're setting up for failure, saying that when we retire, we're going to actually be in a lower tax bracket than when we're working, because I want to be living life. I want to be enjoying life. I don't want to be living on a shoestring budget in my retirement. I want to enjoy my time and my life and things, right?
And remember what Albert Einstein says, be a voice, not an echo. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Ooh. It's
So good.
Is that fun?
It's so good.
The only man on here, y'all are good.
Thanks, Larry.
Y'all are
That is
good.
so fun.
That's
Sandra,
So-
I'm going to give it to you for a few minutes because I want you, now that we saw that, I'm so excited. Now
Yeah.
let's really put the information behind it. Why is streaming TV so important? Why is it growing? Like, you can't even stop it.
Oh, well, I tell you what. Oh, so first of all, congratulations, Michelle, and to everybody that was on the show. You all made the show. That's all I can say. And you see the outcome. You guys look absolutely gorgeous, and just I don't know, you just brought such flair and I don't know, and spunk into the studio. So thank you guys. But I first want to talk about, before I talk about why streaming matters, I want to applaud you, Michelle. And this is important to me to say this now, because I just left from presenting at Success North Dallas, their young executive group. Right. And one of the things that I was telling them is the power of fluidity. Like there's power in being fluid in this situation. And that if you even look at the pandemic and what's going on, you know, even post-pandemic, the ability to be fluid and to have and be courageously intentional enough to dig down below, pass your belly button and do that thing that you know it would really fill your cup. A lot of times we won't do it because we can't think about how we're gonna make money, what we gonna do, what my friends gonna say, my family gonna talk about me. Who cares? Do what you are called here to do. And so I've been with you, Michelle, and I've seen you, you know, you doing what did I say you were? The world's largest storytelling platform. I don't know. I gave that to her. I just gave
it to me.
Like, you're gonna do this. Okay. But I see how you have pivoted and created something totally special that's very boutique-ish, but at the same time with a lot of great value at the right price point. It's just like, it's like a perfect combination. So I applaud you for doing this and doing it well. And it feels a lot like streaming to me. And in the way I mean by that is, you don't have to sell hard. People just understand that it really is something that I need in my life. What you're doing for small business entrepreneurs and for solopreneurs is absolutely needed. People need to have their media components together. So that will pivot me right into why streaming matters. The reason why streaming matters is because the value of your digital footprint is invaluable. But if you don't have one, you're already left behind. And so digital streaming allows you to have that professional video content that is needed to help socialize who you are and what you do. Now, just to, you know, being on TV is one thing, right? But what you do with the contents once you're on TV. So a lot of these people that are on here are producers. Why are they producers? Because they've decided to pivot and include that as a part of what they offer. What does that really mean? They have a show, and if I'm a coach and now I'm on TV, I probably could charge a little bit higher in my coaching prices because I'm a celebrity coach. I'm on TV. I mean, I'm telling the world how to live their life, right? And so think about that. So having a show is one thing, but being able to monetize that show is another thing. And so all of you that are on here, y'all should be supporting Michelle and getting a commercial advertisement around her content. Why wouldn't you do that? That is the thing to do. Wouldn't you want to be on Amazon, Roku, Apple, and Hulu for, 30 days, 6 months, 30 days on Hulu if you want it? I think that that's like cool. My goal is to level the playing field so that small business entrepreneurs are not left behind. And then finally, when we gather up enough, money, like we're going to save our way to it, they just increase the price by 50%. And that's really what's going on in this industry. So streaming is extremely important. It's the way to really create a stronger digital footprint for yourself and to create that digital landscape. Because guess what? If there are 5.5 billion Google searches a day, don't you want to kind of turn up somewhere in that? I mean, but the only way to do that is to make sure that you've got a good digital footprint. And so that's what we're focused on here. That's what we do. And we're excited about it. So thank you so much, Michelle.
Oh, thank you. That was great, Sandra. So super. And I'm truly blessed to that we have been able to create this partnership, bringing together so many different skills and talents. And to that, I'm going to put Angel on the hot spot now. Hey, unmute yourself, darling.
I I am so excited. I am over the top thrilled. I love that sizzle reel, Zonder TV, when she talks about digital streaming matters, and we talk about publicity and exposure and distribution. Like, nobody beats the Zonder TV network when it comes to that, and the community that you have all created. And so, Zonder, that sizzle reel looks beautiful. I was super excited to be with you all at the production of it in December when we were at the ZTV studios, and really watching Michelle just blossom in this space as a publisher, as a marketer, building the community that she is creating for her authors. You guys have a lot of choices when it comes to publishing your books, right? You guys know that, right? You self-publishing, all the different publishers that are out there, and working with Lemonade Legend. She has created such a community of assets with the Zonder TV network, with media exposure, with her publishing outlets, and Jenny, what she's been doing with you, and how much she cares. How much she cares about your book coming out, and the strides that she is making to make sure that it's a beautiful project you can be proud of. I think you don't get that just anywhere. But this is not just a fun project, right? This wasn't just for fun and games. Like, we are business owners. We are women in business. We have a message to get out into the world, and we have an obligation to really share that message on the highest and best platforms that we can. And so taking this, being on TV, that's up there. Like, look, anybody can be on social media, and they are, right? Anybody can be on YouTube, and they are. But the fact that you are on a television network, that you have been interviewed on TV, that you are part of a collaboration of other producers, other people that are on TV that are willing to show up and support you. So every time one of you shares, it's sharing for all of you, right? And so let's rise up together and be aggressive, be assertive, like, be obsessed with how much exposure can this program get? Because when one of us rises, we all rise. And that's what we've created here together. And you guys are just so beautiful. Like, you have no idea just how beautiful you are. And that's not just the physical outward beautiful in here. And oh my gosh, like, Susan, I can start to, when God told me, right, you share my message, I'll bring you my people, you help them be good. Like, I'm just like, this is going to be a tagline. This is going to be on a billboard someday. Like, you help them be good, right? And that's Susan's message through God, right, out into the world. So I'm just honored. I'm just honored to be a part of it, honored to be the angel beneath your wings, right, to help you to shine that message and share it out with the world. But you are in the right place, doing the right things. But it doesn't end here, right? Now we have our marching orders. Now we have this great sizzle reel. Now we have these TV shows. Let's go and share the world how amazing we truly are together.
Wow. Now this is what I call playing in a bigger space. I think I first heard that from Sharon Lecter, really talking about, play big. This is big. It's kind of scary because I don't know, where am I going to go from here to find a bigger space? I don't know, but right now I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm loving it. This is a wonderful place for me to be. I love the support that I get from all of you. And I want to take a couple of minutes to go around to each of the three of you to actually talk about your experience and what you got out of it, because this is really about you guys. I had fun putting it together, but this is about you. So, Jenny, you want to go first?
Sure. Actually, I was really blown away because I'd never even thought of streaming TV, and the way that you ladies came together and put that event, and we were the first event. And, sometimes when it's the first event, you're like, what's going on here? But you ladies did a tremendous job making it very professional. I'm still raving about that trip. I'm like, I was getting my makeup done. I was showing up and there was like a clothing rack with optional things. There was a real, studio. And oh my gosh, forgive me that I can't remember everybody's name there, but they were just so amazing. I mean, you know, we're women, right? And you're on camera and you're going, oh my gosh, is my hair sticking up? And after like 5 minutes, I realized that they just come out and go, hey, you need to fix that. You literally did not have to worry about a thing. Like that seems so simple, you know, that's just a small thing I'm explaining. But what I'm saying is you covered all the bases. Like it was so professional and I didn't know what to expect. You know, I live this yes life. You know, you can't have new experiences and try new things if you're not saying yes. So when Michelle approached me about it, I said, oh, yes, okay, let's do it. And I was so blown away at how professional it was. And Zondra TV Network has just did a phenomenal, they have a professional studio, and I don't know all the titles of everybody, but all the pieces are there, you know, a professional photographer, coaching us to do this great streaming TV production. And every time I see a little clip from it, like the other day I watched I don't know what you call that, Michelle. It's not really the release yet, but kind of a draft.
Oh, what I shared with you. It's
Yes.
kind of the raw and edited.
Exactly.
version
So
of it,
it's
yeah.
not released, but we were able to watch it. And I was watching it going, oh my gosh, this is so good. It's so good. Like I hadn't seen it yet. And it's so good. And that's not even edited yet. So I didn't know what I had really done. I did, because I've been blown away this whole time. But then yesterday I watched this unedited version and I'm blown away. And I'm so grateful that God brought me this opportunity to take my message to the next level. I would have never thought of streaming TV ever in a million years. And it's really broadened my thinking about what I can do with this and options that I have out there. And I'm forever grateful. And you ladies did, like, I cannot give you enough props. I was blown away in every way I turned, going, oh my God, you see what hey, it's just us right now, right? You see this? This is my Zondra idea. This little thing right here, Zondra. I mean, I'm telling you, I learned so much when I went there. I learned a lot about what I need to do on my end too, to be more professional for the future. And so much. You bring home so much knowledge. You learn so much when you're there. You're worried about, is this going to be good? Yes, it's going to be good. Like these ladies know what they're doing and all the pieces are there. I didn't even know how many pieces there were, but all the pieces are there and you don't have to worry. Just bring yourself and your clothes and you're good. Really, you don't even have to bring makeup because they'll do that for you too. But anyways, I'm sorry to talk so much, but
Oh my gosh,
I was blown away.
Thank you so much. And I you know, kudos go to you too, Jen, because I had been trying to reach out to you. And it wasn't until actually just a few days before the event, and we finally hooked up on the phone, and I'm like, you've got to do this, Jenny. And you said yes. You just, you just said yes, like without even thinking about it. So thank you for that. Susan, what have you to say?
Well, I'm always up for a good time and I'm always up for fun. And Jennifer and I were hanging out together with Angel and having so much fun doing that when we were in Orlando doing I said, Jennifer and I are like, let's go do that thing with Michelle. We're like, okay, let's go. Like, I have to say, the idea of actually being on TV and marketing myself, you'd think that would be like the big draw. But for me, it was more like, oh, this is going to be fun. I love getting dressed up. I love doing photos. This will be great. And it's kind of, you know, like Jenny, you talked about, you didn't actually believe the book was going to be real, right? Like I'm so many times in my life, I prepare for the things and then be like, okay, that's done. You know, like, and I don't really realize they make a difference in the world. Like they go out and people do read your books and people do, like, I remember the first time I published a book and I'm like, okay, well, my name's on a book, but nobody's reading it. And then people would be like, I read this and I got this from it. I'm like, you did? Like, I just remember being like surprised that my voice was out there making a difference. And it's a bit like that with Zondra TV and Michelle's, you know, Legendary Lemons. As I said, I've been in tax mode. I was in tax mode before going. I thought I was done. And then they came back, or not tax mode, insurance, and they came back and said, now we need you to do a million other things. And I'm like, no, I'm supposed to be marketing. I'm supposed to be out in public. I'm supposed to be launching. And I'm like, okay, right now, pause. I will be back. I'm doing my insurance, which I stand to make a lot of money from doing. So, hey, it's not a bad role. But what I really want to say is I started to fill out the things for Zandra, and she goes, Google yourself and see what are the words people would find you under. And I Googled myself, and there I was on Zandra TV, and there I was on other, and I'm like, oh no, it's out there. Like, it's just that kind of a piece of, you need to, here I am talking to people about getting your message out to the world, having the audacity to be you be the messenger. But in that role of you being the messenger, I kind of forget that I'm the messenger for messengers, right? Like I am, this is my job, but I've always been kind of the you go speak. So it's funny to me that I'm the speaker trainer, I'm the polished speaker, and I come to the calls going, hi, I don't know what I do, which is not true, right? But I've just, I'm enjoying the reality you women are making, or how easy it is. When I first started coaching, I remember thinking I wanted to be like a Joel Osteen. I wanted to be big and make that kind of a difference, let people know God exists and he loves them, right? And yet I keep getting sent to do speaker training. I'm like, fine, okay. But as I sat on my couch, I said, how do you go from sitting on your couch to being Joel Osteen? Like you don't, that's just not an easy leap. But now it's like, when you say you want to be like that and you want to be big, then God just brings you, Michelle, let's go play with Michelle. That would be good. Come on, Jennifer, let's go. And then next, you're on Zandra TV, and it's like, oh, I got to get my life to catch up with where I am so that I can really enjoy the difference that gets to be made by my voice and my story. So thank you for allowing each of us to be where we are in the moment. And for all the 30 years of experience I have, this is a lane change, as I call it. It's like you're driving along here, and next thing you know, you're like, oh, I'm on TV and people can find me if they Google me. Oh, so anyway, that's just the raw truth of it. And I loved every minute of the dress up. I loved every minute of being photographed. I loved every minute hanging out with Zandra, doing our little chats and our business talk. And I loved all of that. And it just felt like this is where I belong. And I look forward to that future where that's not so surprising to me that I ended up there, right? So that I'm actually ready to do the big launch and let people get their voices heard. So thanks for letting me share, and thanks for championing all of us and going from our couches or our small venue to being heard, being seen, and being valued. So thank you.
Yeah, who thought, thank you. Who thought when you were ready to step out in the world again, it would be so big?
And I'm like, okay. And as I said, I thought insurance was behind me, so I'm ready. Came back. So more to be revealed. There'll be time.
The fun thing is, Susan, is it's the gift that keeps on giving, because you can take a step back, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Because you're archived until you're ready to go.
I love you all for that. And I actually do need to get running on this. So thanks for letting me speak. And Jennifer, I'm sorry, I'm going to miss what you share, and we'll connect. Love you all.
Love you too.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Jennifer.
Hello. So for me, it was a combination. There were so many surprises and so many amazing, awesome things. Yes, I also like to be photographed and all that stuff, but I was my biggest, I guess, surprise in all of it was how much I enjoyed the interview being interviewed as opposed to going up and giving a talk. To me, it was just so much more comfortable. It was amazing. It was awesome. And the professionalism, of course, like it was just, everything was top notch and super awesome. And one of the things Susan said is funny because it's been happening for me. I don't know, I've written 2 books and I don't know, I felt like it was kind of like, oh yeah, okay, a couple people bought them. And then it just kind of, I didn't do a lot of promoting with the books. And now I'll be places and people will be like, oh, I know who you are. And I'm like, how do you know who I am? And they'll be like, well, I read your book or I saw this. And I'm like, it's very surprising. It still is kind of a little bit of a, wow, that's crazy that people know who I am, because I've always done one-on-one referral work. It's kind of, financial stuff tends to be a little private with people. So it's strange to me still, but fun.
That's great. Thank you so much. You just, you did such a great job. And wow, where you really dressed to the nines and really showed your fire element. You're beautiful. Thank you so much, Jennifer. That's great. I'm just, my heart is so full. Truly very full. So Zandra, I think everyone here knows how to access it. Of course, I'm recording it. I hope to be playing it to other people. So let's make sure that people know how to access the shows.
Well, that's very good. Let's make sure. So the way you access it is if you have Amazon, Roku, or Apple TV, download the Zandra TV channel. Fairly easy. So go to your device, download the channel. If you don't have Roku, Amazon, or Apple, you can still enjoy the shows by going to ZandraTV.com and enjoy the shows. It's an absolute replication of what you see on TV. So that's how you see it. Download the channel or either go to ZandraTV.com.
And so the shows that we did was mine is Legendary Leaders, and then they did Biz Talk with Zandra. So
Yep.
2 opportunities to see 2 different interviews with each person. I don't know what happened to Patsy. Patsy's so enthusiastic and excited, and she was posting all about this. I don't know where she is, but I've missed her.
You're on mute. You owe
She-
$5.
Yeah, she's actually at an event.
Oh,
Yeah, she's at an event, and so she's all wrapped up. She drove like 3 or 4 hours away. Yeah, so she's tied up, but sends her well wishes. So
nice.
she's
Yeah,
sorry she
okay.
can't.
At least she's well and good and
Yes,
making
yes,
money. So
yes, yeah.
that's what counts. So does anybody have anything else that they want to jump in with? Because I think that was, I don't know, I'm kind of like, whoo, that was a lot.
Yeah.
Open up the floor for anyone.
Patsy just sent me on I'm not supposed to be doing that, but I was like, let me see, I'm gonna Google myself. So I couldn't help myself. And the first hit was Zandra TV on, I'm just like, see, this is what I mean. Not only did I learn then, but I'm constantly learning. And you're right, your digital footprint, I've done a few podcast shows as well. And just those aren't even streaming TV. Just those little things improved my digital footprint.
Yeah.
And then when you go and share it on different platforms and other people are sharing it on platforms, I mean, your digital footprint is just huge. So it's invaluable. I can't even, that I really learned, I already knew that, but I learned that a lot more because I didn't even ever think of streaming TV actually to ever be an option. So.
Yeah.
And you know what, Jenny, I mean, I have to say this because, and that's the point. I mean, when you put your name, if the first thing that pops up is Pinterest, you might be in trouble, but it should be a little bit more than that. But the thing about it is I consider the Google angel to be the Google. It's an animal and you kind of have to feed the animal. So I love that I've learned from Angel, it's not one and done. If you think you could just do one TV interview, a podcast, and one press release and call it good, That's not going to feed the animal. The way you take control is that you keep feeding it. You keep feeding it till it becomes undeniable. When somebody's looking for a life coach, when somebody's looking for this, when they're looking for, you know, you want your keyword searches to be coming up. That's the goal here, because that's how everybody's doing business, y'all. No, I mean, nobody's going like, I'm gonna do business with Zandra, and then they don't go, they're going to Google and go, who is this Zandra Evans? And if I don't have anything on there, they're gonna be like, this is a whole bunch of crap. It's not true. So that's the point. Multiple press releases. I'll tell you right now, in my opinion, because I know that it happened for me with Angel. I had a press release written every single month about me for about 18 months. You know, because everything you do is a story. You are designing the storyline of your life. Everything you do is a story. Oh, well, something just happened in London. Well, you know, we're getting ready to do another one for Australia. I'm constantly like, we should be hammering that thing because Google needs that information badly. And hold on, because I got a new thing that's coming out. And when this comes out, it's going to be epic for everyone. I'm all about that digital experience, making sure that your digital footprint is solid and that you've got a landscape that's laid down for you that is undeniable, that you, Jenny, or you, Jennifer, y'all should be the ones that they work with. And this is why. They're all over the internet. They got to be the best, right? Feed the animals.
Wow. Wow. I have to say too, Jenny, just wait till your press release comes out, because that's part of the package too. That's going to generate, again, that's feeding the animal. So we'll get that out there. As soon as we got that date, we're going to get that press release out. And Jennifer, it's you figure out when you have a big announcement, when you have something that you want to get out to the world, and we'll get your press release out. I have to tell you that I have a regular press release going out. And one time, right after it went out, I Googled myself. I came up on 4 pages. 4 pages. I'm like, wow, I'm just the little girl that, didn't know where she was going once upon a time. So it's exciting. It's truly exciting. We have our next group in April. And then we also have June coming up after that. So we are, that's going to be 13, 14, 15. Think about the date. Yep, April sold out, but we are taking people for the June event, and we're going to have it every quarter. But don't wait, because your time is now. And, if not now, when? So I would encourage anyone who want to have this level of excitement, exposure, visibility, come play with me. I love nothing more than doing this with all of you. And you're part of my heart forever. So, so you can't get rid of me. We're stuck. So Zandra, Angel, do you have anything else that you want to add to it? I think we covered a lot. All right. Thank you. And Laura, we're gonna see you there one of these days, right? Yeah, I know you've been excited from the beginning, but you got to do it in your time. So thank you, everyone. Please give me some feedback when everything's uploaded now, right, Sandra? Okay, all right. So
yes, it is.
Okay, so go to Zandra TV or download it on your Apple. I can't remember them all. I always get I can't remember them all.
Amazon Fire, Apple TV, or Roku. Any of those 3, download the Zandra TV channel and you'll see all of the great programming. And it's all free of charge. You don't have to have an account. So.
All right, thank you all so much. And yes, if you do, please go and take a listen and let me know what you think. And thank you all for being here and sharing your time and letting me get super excited with all of you. And I just want to wish everyone a very blessed and wonderful evening. And for the rest of the week and the rest of all of time, I wish you all much peace and happiness. Thank you.